Hello, Opera Omnia. Bishop here, going with the Act 3, Chapter 5, Part 2, Lufenia Plus. See if we can have a little fun here with Zidane, Lenna, and Kain. I just wanted to thank all you guys who have subscribed. I had that drive for 5 recently, and I actually got twice as many subscribers. So if you're new to seeing this, and if this is helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm just hopeful that maybe one of these days my videos might pop up on the list when you search for it, and I can be helpful to more people. All right, so right now turn order is working in my favor. I went with Zidane because I find it easier to delete these guys' turns than to try and delay them. And don't get me wrong, you can use Caius and some other delayers here if you're not going to go with the stack debuff. But I like Zidane a little bit better because you're just getting a little bit more room to work. So that's why I was being very particular here, because if you're not going to get that stacking debuff and give these guys turns, you're really going to have to work hard in order to make sure this orb doesn't pop up and get you right here at the very beginning. So that's why I got Kain in the air right now with what I have. So right now it's a lot more setup than anything else. So that's why I did Fran. Now, if you didn't pull for Fran, you can use Irvine here for the range resist down to be able to tick the orb this way. Again, if you're not going to bring somebody who can constantly hit that stack debuff here, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got calls that are doing that, but I was actually anticipating these guys getting turns, so I didn't want to rely on that, having to fiddle with the stack debuff. I had enough problems with that with Zidane. I still hadn't quite figured that one out yet with that. So, but Kain's doing some good damage here, and basically the idea here early was to get to the point where I could summon and have that available, because once I get them in, and this is where I'm trying to give myself some room here, which is why I'm kind of playing a tricky game here. I'm using solution 9 before I need to, because I was trying to delete turns, and that's the big thing here, because I wanted to get the twins friend in here early. You see I'm getting them in now because I want to maximize as much damage as they can do here as possible. So I didn't want the auras to come popping up. So I'm going to get the first boss aura, which is fine. I just didn't want to try to do this here at the end when the boss aura was at its highest. So that's kind of where I'm doing everything I can right now to get the twins maxed out with Brave so that they're going to be hitting just as hard as possible. So Kain's back down. Orb's fine at this point. After you get Kain in the air, it's really not a problem to worry too much about the orb with this, since Lenna's going to help you with the orb, and Kain, without being in the air, can help you. And then the twins are just going to hit massive damage. I mean, that's 900,000 there on the LD attack that they had. And that's one other good thing that came out of this team. There's a whole lot of launches that I was not anticipating being able to get here. So that was helpful. So at this point, I'm kind of being a little less aggressive with Lenna, because I know her skills or her buffs are starting to come up. But with the twins, it's all about damage and making sure that she can apply, or that the twins can apply as much as you can see there. I mean, they've gone from, within 3 turns, the bosses have gone from about 85 to about 55%. So a lot, just so much damage that those two are going to be able to do here. Buffing them up again. All right, so now that A is going to be back, I actually should have used the LD in advance of this, because then I would have got just an extra turn, but it's all right here with that. So I'm going to get A broken again, pushed back a little bit more, and 1 million damage on the twins LD. That was just impressive. It's just ridiculous how much damage those two can do when you green them. I need to probably do that so I can start using them outside of a friend unit and have them available. Good gosh, as you can see, the twins brought that thing down from 84% to 38% there in the summon. So just impressive what they were able to pull off. So even though I got a chance to get Kain in the air, I'm actually going to hold off on that. I want to push back the bosses as much as I can with every opportunity I've got. Here comes Zidane because I want to be's a little close, so I'm sitting there debating, okay, how can I take care of that one and make sure that I get as much room as I can here with this. So went after A there since I had a little bit of room. Get one more special HP attack. Now, one thing I will say about that HP attack, if you're not going to use Kain or some other sort of range damage dealer, remember that HP attack from Lenna does not do brave hits, so it does not tick the orb. You have to be very careful. Now, I messed up here. You may notice I hadn't done Kurosama yet either. I should have just used Booster 8. I forgot that gave me a free turn. That would have deleted A's turn like I wanted. But I wasn't thinking I actually used an LD sooner than I wanted to. It didn't hurt in the end, but I ended up losing it. So I should have used it there and then used a free turn in order to get another delete. So but that was why I was like, okay, I'm going to get a delete here out of this. I'm using the burst more as a technical as opposed to damage. So as you see this way, I got A and B both deleted, and I'm not sure how far back they're going to be. Thankfully, they end up going way the heck back there. And so at this point, it's more kind of, all right, let's hit some more damage. So that's why I decided, solution 9 again on A. Try to really push him back into the Shadow Realm. And I'm just going to go ahead and just Stellar Circle to try to get as much damage as I can, because as you can see, those guys they're getting kind of tanky. Now, thankfully, the BT effect is going to help out here, because you can see, even with the defense, that's not a bad burst turn. But you can see the brave hits are coming down significantly here, which is why I decided to go ahead and just booster instead of using the special HP attack, because I wanted to try to get A or B down to 0 again. So that's one thing you have to watch out for. You'll say, well, Kain's going to take the breaks away from Zidane. That's true, and actually that's not a bad thing, because as you can see right here, now that since you use that special HP attack, you get it on breaks. Kain can't do anything about that. You get to delete another turn. So that's why I did the extra one there. Going to get the same thing here with A. Want to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Getting the unbreak, taking care of it there. So right now it's really just more of a race to the finish, because I see I got plenty of room here. I could have been a little bit more aggressive, maybe put some more damage on these guys. So, but 240 right now isn't too bad with that BT effect up. It's really helping my damage output with that. So I like to use, especially as much as possible, Kain's S1, the jump, because it's got splash more than anything else. All right, so here's where you got to be careful. So I went with Booster 8 because I figured that's the one that gave me the best shot at deleting B's turn and being able to break it. So thankfully it did. And so right now it's kind of a debate, which skill am I going to use? I really should I had more skills than I knew what to do with. It was, let's just hit Stellar Circle, finish this up, and call it a day. Especially considering I went with that skill to, and that's the thing I keep forgetting. The EXs are usually pretty rough, but Kain should have, you can pretty much use any of Kain's skills. You're going to get the same level of damage with everything that you're doing. And so finishing it up here, going to get one more turn here with Stellar Circle, and then Lenna's going to come up here for the finish with the Dragon Breath. So as you can see, I could have been a lot more aggressive. I forgot to put Kurosama on. I was actually anticipating these guys getting a turn. So a lot of stuff worked out here for me, better than I anticipated. So hopefully this video was helpful for you. And if it was, please consider liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. I appreciate any constructive criticism to improve my gameplay or my commentary. We'll see you in the next one. I think, Machina's raid's up next. See you then. Bye.